Here we have a pre-owned 2020 BMW X3. Now this one comes in the xDrive30i trim level, black sapphire metallic paint, and then we do have black leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. This vehicle has a little under 74,000 miles. To the front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights and the LED fog lights. And I love this body style X3, especially when you start getting up into those M trim levels, but even in this xDrive30i, it's a beautiful looking SUV. Now these wheels here, these are gonna be 19-inch alloy. I like the design there. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. To the door panel, Harman Kardon sound system, memory seat functions, power door lock controls. I like the kind of laminated wood grain look there. We get one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, rear window lockout there, power mirror controls. They do power fold and they do have blind spot monitors in them. And then you can access the power boot with the push of a button there. Bottle holder, fog lights, and then we have the parking lights for either side there. You can turn those on. Headlamps. Hit this twice, opens the hood. We do get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's the power driver's seat with 4-way power lumbar support. And then we do have manual thigh support as well. But a huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this X3 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that 3rd link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. Now, we have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So here's the space sitting in the back. My feet can fit underneath the seat, but legs, just not enough room there, but not a big deal. It's about what I would expect in an SUV like this. This is one of the smallest ones you can get. Seat back pockets, both sides. We do have rear AC controls with 3-stage heated outboard seats. We can adjust fan direction and temperature or cut the whole system off there. And then you do get 2 USB-C charge ports down below. There's a look at the front from back here. There's a sunshade with a panoramic roof. This middle seat will fold down. You have bottle holders there. Grab handle, you can hang a shirt there if you need to. Lights there. And then your child locks, activate those there. And there's a look at the back end. Look underneath, love the exhaust, has a nice rumble to it, and I love the look of the pipes there. And there's a look at the cargo space. You do get top tethers integrated on the back of the seats themselves. You can lift this up here, and then you do have a cargo tray that you can access. And then you can pop this up as well. And then you have access to the battery compartment right there. The 12 volt there. Then these pop out and you can hang bags on them or whatnot. Now you can pull these on either side and they'll release that 3rd row. The fuel cap here. Premium is pretty much recommended with these high output 4 cylinders, excuse me. You can hit this latch here as well to release the seat. And then you do have the lower latch anchors hidden behind these. You can also hit this latch here and that will release it right there. And then our front passenger seat is powered with 4-way power lumbar support there. Same thing with the thigh support. Lockable glove compartment with the owner's manuals. Then back around to the front end, just a quick look in the engine bay. And there's that twin scroll turbocharged 4-cylinder. And before we hop in the driver's seat, just a quick look at the blinkers. So nice leather wrap steering wheel. There's the horn. Over here to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. We also have wireless CarPlay compatibility. So there's a look at that. Just gonna go through all of the sub menus for the most part. Navigation system is here. Pretty fun to use actually. You can either use the where to classic input by typing it in, or set up your destinations, including your home. And then over here, our vehicle status, we can see the tire pressure monitors, the oil level, and all of that. It'll kind of let you know what's going on there. And then your settings are right here, so you can go to your general settings, change your language. And you can also change your units of measurement right down there. So pretty easy to use. There's a lot here, but it's all pretty simple. And then you can also use the touchscreen if you don't want to use the knob down below like I've been using. But I actually, once you get used to these, I actually like it better. So I see why they kept these here. Backup cameras here. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Hazards are there. And you also have your safety system as well. You can set that 3 different levels. And then down here, use this mode button to go through your audio sources. We can go through the bands between AM, FM, XM there. Volume knob, click that, turn the audio off. And then we do have the dual zone climate controls with 3-stage heated cooled seats right here. So I can adjust that fan speed, cut the whole system off. Again, 3 stages for the heated cooled seats, your auto mode, and you can sync, do different directions on either side. So it's quite an intuitive system. And then this here, you can stow all that, or you have access to a USB-A port, a 12-volt, 2 bottle holders there. And then your traction control toggles there, your drive mode, sport, comfort, eco, pro, your parking sensors. And then you have your downhill cruise control. You can toggle that there. Electronic parking brake, pull up to engage, hit the brake, press down and disengage, then your automatic brake hold. Now to unlock the shifter, push this button in here, reverse, drive, and then you have your neutral there. Come over here and you have your sport mode, or you can toggle the manual mode using the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Center console here. You do get a USB-C port. I believe that connects directly to the radio, which is nice, or you can just use it for charging. And then up here, we have the buttons for the roof, and then your lights right there. And once that shades all the way back, nice big opening, then you can one-touch slide that. Hit it a second time, pretty much goes all the way behind that second row skylight, so that's nice. Look at the back seat from up here. And then we have the vanity mirror. Back up front, left side blinker. And then we can change the view on that right side if you want it to show power, the audio, whatever. And then right side stock, we do have automatic wipers. So one time off, auto, low, high. And then we can adjust the auto frequency here. Rear wiper on. Then we have the fluid. And that's for the front. Now left side of the steering wheel itself, we can turn on the cruise control, adjust the gap there, lane keeping system, set the speed there or adjust the speed there, then set, cancel, resume. Over here, volume controls. And then this, the scroll bar, we can use to go through, if you look in the heads-up display, the radio stations. And then I gotta get out of here. We have the Bluetooth control, voice recognition, and then this gets you through your audio sources, excuse me. So then you can use the scroll bar here to go through the different, you gotta look closely, audio sources that you have available. Heated steering wheel toggle is here. You'll get a notification whenever it's on or off. And then your auto stop, push button start is there. Here's the key fob. And next, let's go ahead and take this 2020 BMW X3 xDrive30i out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this X3 xDrive30i, I'm driving in the Eco Pro drive mode now, and I really like this drive mode because it doesn't feel like it's necessarily being limited. It's really just limiting your throttle response. It's not as quick to really push off the line, and I like that it still feels clean. It just feels more like almost like a hybrid mode as opposed to a normal drive mode or a sport mode. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily limiting the power output through the engine. It feels like it's just kind of reading something different to the throttle, if that makes sense. Now the auto stop here, it's an older setup, but it's very quick. As soon as you let off the brake pedal, it's off to the races, it's good to go. Now you have the comfort mode, the sport mode. I'm gonna put into the sport mode now as we get on the interstate. And that kind of livens everything up. It feels like a true BMW driving experience. And I'm gonna leave it there until we give it a pull getting on the interstate, and then I'll probably put it into comfort mode after that. So we're gonna give it a pull here coming out of this corner. Here we go. So I mean, it's very quick and very quiet at the same time. Now I wasn't able to slow it down too much, but it gave a pretty good pull there. But I want to give one more huge thanks to Nissan of Cool Springs here in Franklin, Tennessee for allowing me to review this X3 today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that third link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get to the best price on this or whatever pre-owned vehicle you might be interested in. But this is a very nice riding vehicle, what I expect from a BMW SUV. Road noise is pretty good here. And the sound acoustics overall, you can just tell that this is a luxury vehicle. And it's so comfortable to drive. And the way this one is just spec'd out is impressive, because I never see specifically X3s that have the heated and cooled seats, especially on a 2020 or older body style there. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, I think this is a pretty good deal. I think BMW's reliability have really come a long way. And, you know, most people that get these vehicles, they don't do a lot of hypermiling except those that might be used for traveling for work or whatever. But I see a lot of these get into the triple digits that still have a lot of life left in them. They're not as terrible to maintain, I feel like, as they used to be. And this one having less than 75,000 miles, being $25,000, I think it's a solid buy if you're in the market for something like this and you don't want to necessarily break the bank getting a certified one or a new one, and miles aren't really a big deal to you. But I think overall BMW has just done a great job with the X3 over, you know, the past few years, probably the past 10 years, I'd say. I think before that, especially when you had the naturally aspirated engines, it kind of felt, might have been a bit harder to deal with in terms of maintenance costs, things that might go wrong. But these just, they have a lot more, and this is just my opinion, reliability to back them up. I just feel like they're easier to maintain, easier to drive, and an easier pill to swallow for the money when you think about the luxury you get in these now. They just, they always feel at least modern, if not futuristic, compared to the competition. And they're great SUVs. Performance-wise, luxury-wise, reliability-wise. And then the technology you get as well. In 2020, having wireless CarPlay was pretty cool, but that even goes back to the 18 model X3. So again, I just think you get a lot for this money. Relatively good fuel economy. You got to put premium in it, but I mean, it's a BMW. It's nice, and I think it's worth the money. So all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2020 BMW X3 xDrive30i.